Women hit menopause at 30-something, but it's genetic. Biologically, women hit menopause at 45, plus some hit at 40. In rare cases...
What? Fertility struggles can test the strongest marriages physically, emotionally, and financially as we mark World IVF Day 2025, themed Celebrating Hope, Advancing Science. What's the real cost of chasing parenthood? All of this and more you will be finding out on Guardian Talks. I am Temitayo Olumofe. Stick around. Joining us to unpack this personal but widespread issue is Scientist Amaka Didiugwu. Welcome to Guardian Studios.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you. Let's just get to the business. First thing first, we know we're celebrating World IVF Day 2025, and there's been a whole lot of challenge or even challenges in marriages when it comes to fertility issues. To begin with, why are fertility challenges still such a taboo topic in many Nigerian marriages, and what are the social consequences of this silence?
Well, the reason is due to cultural and societal expectations towards womanhood and manhood. You know, they feel once you're not able to bear children, you're seen as a failure. So that's just the reason. And then secondly, when these things are not identified on time, you know, we're dealing with age here, and it's time is fleeting. So when it's not identified on time, by the time you get ready to proceed into the next stage of getting IVF done, you are dealing with reduced success rate due to the age factor. So, and then the expectation on the woman especially, and you know, we're dealing with two people here. It takes two to tango.
Right.
So the expectation on the woman is just so immense, and ignoring the man who contributes to 40 to 50% of the fertility. Yeah, so it's just he has to do with a lot of insight.
Right.
Yes, towards a couple as a whole.
Right. Okay. Now, with over 18,000 IVF cycles recorded in Nigeria, that's in 2023, according to Fertility Hub Nigeria, what factors determine success, and why is a 50% success rate still considered ambitious?
Like I mentioned earlier,
yeah,
these factors that determine the success rate of IVF is, number one is age, number two is the quality of the sperm cell.
Why is age a determining factor?
Because as you grow older, your hormones change, the quality of your body changes, especially like women.
Okay.
You know, for women, they hit menopause at 45 plus or minus.
Okay.
Then the men...
It's not 50 and above?
No, 45. We've had cases of people getting pregnant after 45, but it's rare. But biologically, women hit menopause at 45, plus some hit at 40. In rare cases...
What?
Yes, in rare cases, which I've personally encountered, it's genetic.
Okay.
Women hit menopause at 30-something, but it's genetic. So, but back to the factors.
Yes.
You know, the sperm cell, the quality of the egg, the authenticity, the expertise of the clinic that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So that contributes. And you know, IVF is not a determinant that you're going to really have the baby. It just increases the chances of pregnancy happening.
Right.
So
it doesn't guarantee that you're going to have a child even if you go through IVF.
No, it doesn't guarantee. It doesn't. It's 50%.
Right.
Yes, it's 50 because we're dealing with biology here. We're dealing with the human body. So, you know, you can't really say 100%.
Okay. So what should couples realistically expect emotionally, financially when opting for fertility treatment like IVF?
Going through IVF is a roller coaster. It's a lot. Emotionally, the physical discomfort, it's a lot. And in Nigeria, I don't think insurance covers IVF. So you're paying out of pocket.
Right.
It's cost about 3 to 8 million, depending on the clinic and the location. So, and it's just a lot. You just have to be prepared that it will take a toll on your mental health.
Wow.
Yes.
Why is it that?
Well, because, you know, you're dealing with infertility already. before walking into the clinic to get this procedure done. You have, as a woman, especially, you have to take a lot of injections. A man just, produces the sperm cell and then it takes it to the lab. But the woman takes a lot of injections, runs through series and series of tests. It's just draining emotionally.
Wow. Okay. How can both partners in marriage support each other through the often strenuous journey of the fertility treatment?
Now that brings us to the kind of person you marry. Because if, as men, it helps, when as a man, if you're going through infertility with your wife, you are expected to, be there for each other. You communicate, you go to appointments together. You don't just leave it for the woman to, handle it herself alone. Some men believe that once they produce sperm cells, that is all they need, irrespective of if it's healthy sperm cells or dead sperm cells. Because, the men need to be enlightened that there are, sperm diseases that men are going through, but they don't even know. They feel that once after copulation, a sperm cell is released, that is all they need, but that is actually wrong.
Okay.
So you actually need to be there and be enlightened, research together, go for therapy if there's need be, visit the doctor on time, and then communicate. And, because if you let it go, or if you let it linger for long, you will start experiencing abuse or eventually divorce.
Right. So many men don't even know that there are diseases with sperm or that comes with sperm.
Yes. There's a disease that is called Aospermia.
Okay.
Yes, you release sperm cells. As a man releases sperm cells, but all the sperm cells are dead. Yes, there is no live sperm cell. And you can only...
Thinking he's released already,
yes,
but they are dead.
They are all dead, yes. And you can only find out if you take it to the lab. Without taking it to the lab, you can't find out. Yes.
Okay, so it brings me to freezing of eggs. I'm still going to go to that popular influencer's take on what she said about herself. So, freezing of eggs, how healthy or how advisable it is for a woman who's not ready to give birth, and then you just say, for future purposes or because of the age you also made reference to earlier, maybe let me just freeze my egg to make sure that I am secure, and when the time comes, I can unfreeze them, then go for childbearing. How viable is that? That is the,
I'm trying to find the word to use, but that's a very, very smart thing to do as a woman if you freeze your egg, because it's just like outsmarting nature. Like I mentioned earlier, women hit menopause at 45.
Okay.
Now imagine if a woman decides to freeze her eggs at 30. And like I mentioned earlier, as you age, the egg quality decreases. That's because there's what we call anti-Mullerian hormone.
Okay.
It's AMH. It decreases as you age, and that determines the quality of the egg. So if you get to 45 and you decide to try IVF, most times you'll be advised to use a donor egg, because the egg of a 45-year-old woman is already weak. And if conception takes place, it might not, get to the full term. But now imagine if you're using the egg you froze 15 years ago or 10 years ago. The quality will be superb compared to what we have at 45.
Then how sure are you that the quality of the egg is still going to be great after maybe 10 years ago you've frozen it?
Now we're comparing the quality of the frozen egg to the quality of the 45-year-old egg that we're dealing with right now. It will be better off. We're not saying it's 100%, but it will be better off than what we're going to have in the present. So it's advisable that you freeze your egg if you don't want to have children now, if you're not prepared now, even if you're not married now and you know you'll marry later, and you want to have children, it's best to freeze your egg.
But these things aren't a joke. They're expensive.
They are very expensive. That is why we need to, talk to the Minister of Health or something about it, so that these things will be insured.
And subsidized, maybe.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Okay, so it brings me to the popular influencer who recently revealed that although she's medically fine, but she chooses surrogacy. What does this say about, evolving choices in fertility, and how should society respond to women making such personal decisions?
I don't want to be blunt and say her body, her choice,
right.
But we have, this is 2025. These people, they have the right to choose how they want to birth children. And this might be coming from a place of past trauma, you don't know what she has seen, you don't know what she has experienced, or her career pathway. let's take, for instance, Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka. These people are top tennis players. Serena Williams has retired, but Naomi Osaka is still playing. But there was a decline in their career path immediately they had children. They look fit, quite all right, but something has happened to the body. So you can't take this away from the woman biology. So if someone says she doesn't want to have children, even though she's medically fine, she has the right to choose how she wants to have these children. Because, you know, as a society, we believe that once a woman wants to get something, she has to toil and suffer for it. Right. If she doesn't suffer for it, that means she's not deserving of that. So we have to take that mentality out of the picture and then allow people to have children the way they want to. You know, this reason also limits a lot of couples from adopting, because they feel, oh, that's the easier route, and people are going to castigate, people are going to talk a lot, so they just shy away from it and keep on waiting and waiting for them to have their own children biologically. So I feel at this point, in this age and time, we should allow people to make choices the way they seem fit, as long as they're not hurting the next person.
So it's their body, their choice.
Exactly.
Their money, their choice.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so beyond science, what role do mental health and societal pressure play in fertility conversation, and how can they be addressed?
Well, it's about the pressure in-laws, your families, you know, religious bodies mount on couples. You know, we just wedded you 1 year ago, why don't you have a child? Or when are you going to give your child a sibling? I feel we have come so far that we should understand that we should just choose our words correctly. You know, you don't just walk up to people and you're asking them when they will have babies. You don't know what they're dealing with.
Right.
And then I feel if these things are addressed properly, you know, the enlightenment is done, I think people will stop asking unnecessary questions. And then couples also need to be encouraged to go for therapy.
Right.
Because the pressure is a lot, and you don't get to hear what they go through until they have their child. That is when they eventually open up. Now think of people who have not even had their own child, what they're actually going through. So that therapy needs to be introduced so that, especially during IVF procedures, that therapy needs to be introduced so that couples can attend therapy together and, you know,
go through it together.
Yes.
So any word of hope to women out there who are facing fertility issues from Scientist Amaka?
Always remember, you are not alone. And by God's grace, you will have your baby. No matter how long it takes, no matter how the turmoil you're facing right now, just have hope and don't lose it. And please, to the men, help your wives. Get tested. You know, it takes two to tango, always remember. Get tested and go through these things together. I wish you all the luck.
All right. Fertility is personal, but the conversation matters, right? Thank you so much, Dr. Amaka Didiugwu, scientist, right?
Yes.
Medical laboratory scientist, reproductive physiologist, research enthusiast, and gender selection expert. I mean, we are delighted and we appreciate your time here at Guardian TV. All right. The conversation continues like we said. Do have a great day. I am Temitayo Olumofe.